Hi, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network. Today, we're going to discuss two things. One is internal politics of Sierra Leone. The other one going to do with neighbors. We in Alpha Conde down there in a short segment we get for discuss. But most of this program today get for centered around the justice system in Sierra Leone, as a lot of people they know. Aware for say one of the biggest problems we get in Sierra Leone is our justice system is so weak and corrupt that you're not going to know the differences between the executive and the judiciary, and likewise the legislature, because then three organs here they're supposed for be separate. One supposed for look at the other and try to hold them accountable, where they say then get for balance them power together. But it seems like based on the corrupt practices of the politicians, wait to me, wait and call one for restart. All right. So one of the biggest problems we will get is, like I said earlier, is it has to do with the blur line between the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. Each of these organ of government supposed for be independent, supposed for do things based on their own independence. But as we all know, one of the biggest problems we will get now with society, Sierra Leone today, has to do with the idea that the judiciary, the legislature, they all don't go married to the executive. And because of that, the executive gets the absolute power for dictates within they go on the country. Which is very, very bad, And when the country, let me just, and when you look at some of the things the way the judiciary they do on behalf of the executive or the legislature is a little bit better, because at least sometimes they can do something where it look independence in some ways, in a little way. But when you look at the judiciary, it's totally exclusively dependent on the executive. And this is where we have a problem with a lot of people in Sierra Leone, especially people then way they end up for become the victims of injustice system. And one of them people then they happen for be one of we brothers we in opposition leader Kamarainba Mansare. As we are well aware, couple days back we are saying after a lot of brouhaha, after a lot of condemnation by the Sierra Leonean people in social media, the judiciary, that is the judge, where they look after this case, decide for grant Mohammed Kamarainba bail after over a year in prison. And the problem with that bail is they put certain conditions where make them almost impossible for make this young man get fair bail. First, now 100 million loans plus a house and other sources, and the other conditions where they put, where look at it's a gimmick. Actually, it's really a gimmick. Get for do with Kamarainba. They say if for Hanover in traveling documents, in both international and national documents, what is the main international document? Now, for example, if somebody is a citizen of another country, you're supposed to get passport, right? That's an international document. Then you get your Sierra Leone passport. And the problem right now, we hold this guy up till now, where they're not able to release him from prison, get for do with that. All right, here is the funny thing. The secretary to the courts put out a statement where it talks here, where Mohamed Kamarainba, the reason he tried for justify the reason up to now, we did not release Mohamed Kamarainba it. He talk about Mohamed Kamarainba not give international document. So I don't know whether this court clerk understand for say in 2018 Mohamed Kamarainba contested for the presidential election. At that time, one of the most talk about topic in that election get for do with dual citizenship. And at that time, Mohamed Kamarainba specifically on TV, on his campaign, make a very clear say he is not a U.S. citizen or a citizen of any other country. And some of we know Mohamed Kamarainba were able to testify that say Mohamed Kamarainba was not a U.S. citizen at all. Mohamed Kamarainba hold a residence permit in the United States. Resident permit. He not hold no passport at all. So if the courts is holding up this sick guy because they believe say Mohamed Kamarainba is a U.S. citizen or a citizen of any other country, I think say they for been just try for confirm from that particular country, the embassy, for example, the United States of America, they get embassy there, right? Na salon, they get embassy. So if Mohamed Kamarainba says he is not a citizen of any country other than Sierra Leone, then because they don't believe that, would I get the burden of proof? Now Mohamed Kamarainba or na the court? Now the court supposed to get the burden of proof because I then still insist Mohamed Kamarainba is a citizen of another country and he only in passport. So it's just if I been just take a simple phone call for make them verify that. But no. It wasn't actually about Mohamed Kamarainba and citizenship now in question. The problem here is even though the pressure is coming from the people, all right? The pressure is coming from the people, the Sierra Leonean people, especially on social media, for say this guy is sick. We don't hold this guy for over a year. We are just the push in trial for me to continue for punish him. This guy has been sick for a while now in a prison. We now release this guy so the guy will able to find medicine treatment. But either because the powers that be, we they call orders from above, nor give the blessings, because like I tell you earlier, beginning of the program, the Sierra Leone justice system is not independent. That's number one. Number two, it's so corrupt that you're not going to know the difference between the executive and the judiciary at all. There's no difference at all. So with all that, if the orders from above not give the go ahead for make them release Mohamed Kamarainba, this is where we have a problem. This is where the people of Sierra Leone just feel same this particular justice system is not a justice system, but an injustice system. If you accuse somebody, the law make it very clear. If you say this person is XYZ, the burden of proof lies on you for make you prove say yes, what you accuse the person of is the truth. You're able to prove them. You know, go tell somebody say the person get a foreign passport. The person don't categorically deny him he not get a foreign passport. You insist him no he get a foreign passport, and now you tell the person say now he's supposed for prove say yes he not get a foreign passport. How that's actually not justice? This is where the same tactics way this SLPP government they play for just punish the people the way they try for hold them accountable for their mistakes them. You look at the entire thing about Mohammed Kamarainba Masai. Yes, we understand there is an accusation, an allegation for say he sleep with a minor. But who supposed hold on, let me Izagi, hold on, let me give you the stuff. Hold on. Last send on to you. If you want for argue me. Alright, hold on. Izagi it's there for you now. So you are welcome. So let me go back to what I try for talk about. If you accuse somebody of committing a crime, the burden of proof supposed to be on you. You way accuse them is the one who's supposed to prove say yes the allegation, the accusation is correct, but not to you get for tell, not to the accused supposed for proof say yes he is innocent. No, not to him. That's not the way things work. So now the same thing with this particular issue. If the court accuse Mohammed Kamarainba of holding 2 passports or a foreign passport, it is the court. This is very, very important. It is the court that's supposed to prove say yes, indeed, Mohammed Kamarainba is holding 2 passports and he refused for Hanover in foreign passports. Put it out there, let's see it. But a lot of people they will know Mohammed Kamarainba, they don't say Mohammed Kamarainba not being permanent resident, not to be citizen of Sierra Leone at all. A permanent resident. So for you, for still continue for Holland, because you know willing forgive something we you know ever hold or you know ever get, that is just a mere tactics for continue for Holland, because you are waiting for the orders from above for make them give the order before you release them. This is where the independence of the judiciary is. Now let me bring in my commentator, Dr. Alusain Kamara. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me look at this. This about couple days back, the court order says they don't grant Mohammed Kamarainba a bail. They set a condition. One of the conditions is supposed for a handover in traveling documents, including foreign documents, if any, according to the set requirement. If you get a foreign document, and that's the keyword, if you get a foreign document, then you need for hand over that document there. Now, you and I know that Mohammed Kamarainba is never a U.S. citizen at all. Mohammed Kamarainba never been a U.S. citizen at all. Mohammed Kamarainba gets a permanent resident. Now, that one day he gets. So how the court is still insisting that Mohammed Kamarainba not on in foreign document, and Mohammed Kamarainba don't tell them say I am not a citizen of any other country other than Sierra Leone. I am not. So if you still insist Mohammed Kamarainba is a citizen of another country, who the burden of proof supposed for rely on? Is it Mohammed Kamarainba for proof say yes he is not a citizen, or the court wey accuse and still say na citizen that dem suppose for proof say yes Mohammed Kamarainba na a citizen and he hold a foreign passport?
So what you want to say?
Do you think this is the question is? Do you think this is just a gimmick by the court?
Save your breath. Save your breath. Save your breath.
It's like say you audio look a little bit fuzzy.
I don't know.
Okay, you better talk again back.
You all right?
Yeah. Go ahead. No. The audio is very. Hold on. Let me see. The audio is very bad. It's really. Okay. Talk again back.
Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The only way, that's simple mathematics. Now the port of entry and the port of exit. Which documents will Mohammed Kamarainba carry with Nasalo? That's one.
Yeah.
Then secondly, I believe say if Mohammed Kamarainba na be US citizen, and not before they Nigeria till now, the US embassy before don't intervene.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, so and this is where the entire conspiracy theory fall down, because this guy not only an ordinary citizen, this guy don't run for president where specifically the requirement at that time, I'm not saying now, but at that time is you're not supposed to be another citizen of another country. But the guy
one thing probably they want to do, that is they want for, if na permanent residents, make it give them a green card so that you know we're able to come now. Huh?
Green card is not a traveling document.
No, when I had a try for talk. Probably because when you talk of travel documents, oh my God.
Yeah.
When you talk of a travel document, now passport.
Yeah, exactly.
And when we they go in and out, the US embassy, it gets a compartment for proof say you legal na the US, so that where you come. So then they take your documents, whether it's a passport or whether it's a green card, them the snapshot them, they send come back to the state, so that when you come, now that same document that you go tender for enter, so that for still you get visa or not.
Yeah.
But when you want to travel, now a passport. So the burden of proof you are waiting one for see, it's either when you enter Sierra Leone, if you not dual citizenship you get, then no. Because when you come with a passport, you get for pay entry visa.
Yeah.
You go na the side non-Sierra Leonean there for day. You go there. If you're not Sierra Leonean, you get the line who side they go, where you're not Sierra Leonean. So then go know you document in and out during that time here, where this man don't go in and out several times. They don't stand for election. So Naimeka say, if they are really asking, what are they asking? They want for deprive them for all for say, like for say, may not run away or make the deprive them of this. I don't know. So Naimeka say, what I for say? Because everything, it ain't at the hand there. Kamarainba is one Kamarainba. You Sabiam, you go Sabiam, you know Sabiam, people that Sabiam. Because it don't go in and out of Sierra Leone and a public figure.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they want, but I mean Naimeka put the addition say, all this suffering where Mohammed Kamarainba they suffer, if you ain't a US citizen, America embassy before don't intervene on behalf.
Yep. I agree.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. So it's quite the obvious is clear here now here that he is not a US citizen.
But
So
then just one for continue for Olam until they get the go ahead from the powers that be the order from above. I think so that the entire thing is we right now. This is not just a theory that I'm trying for make. Right now, even the judge don't feel uncomfortable because he knows him. It violates Mohamed Kamarainba Mansari in human rights, But because of the judiciary is so attached to the executive, they're not able to sit down and do things on their own without having to get some kind of advice or order from the executive. This is the entire thing where, as you say, that's the problem.
well, when you talk of human rights, we don't go on this topic. I think the previous broadcast where we say on basis of the illness we get and if it's necessary for make the release so that you go find
Medication.
treatment.
Yeah.
And even we make comparison for say even our brother Dr. Abbas Bundu, where there be all in documents, there be all in documents who all now this podium here, who advocate say not to give me documents, not to go out on basis of human rights. So that's what we were trying, and we go even further for say, and there was a contest in between whether the guy was a prisoner of conscience, a political detainee, and back and forth. So, I mean, but as it is now, we don't understand, say, they don't give an order for release on bail.
Yeah.
But again, we don't know who side the hiccup is. They say the court clerk, they not bring for processing purpose. I don't know if this is true or not. So I don't know where we're going anyway. So
Because clerk actually pull out a press release for explain why Mohamed Kamarainba Mansari is still in prison, and the justification is exactly what I tell you. So he say because he still refused for handover in foreign documents. This is very very funny, because if that is the hold up at this particular time, then there is no justification for that because clearly,
well, I can say the guy is unlucky. That's all I can say because I mean the only document if you're for travel, na passport. Then the foreign document, if they say it will want my ID card. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what else they might want to get from him to release him. If this is a condition, I don't know where they're going through.
Well, by the way, why then they insist? Okay, the guy gets a house where now one of the sorties there where he's supposed for Hanover, he don't put them out, and why are they still insisting on a traveling document where not even exist? Now I get one of the SLPP folks. It happened for be the president of
I see the man in watch the Twitch. You want to talk?
One of the SLPP folks, now the president for Arizona chapter, Izagi. Izagi, come on. What's in the time for do this man? I'm not for break this man down. 1 year and almost 1.5 years. We're still old that man. We're still the make. What's in the going, man?
Mr. Abu, we'll get to process for the work. Unlike the previous government, we'll get to put all the work. Would they make?
I know they're really low.
Hello? All right. That is the volume a little bit. You get me now?
Yes, yeah, they get too small. Yeah.
Those are
But it looks like Sadiq wants a kind of that.
No, not to you. Okay. Now, Izagi, I think the audio they fluctuate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it seems like it's going in and out.
Ah, okay. Let me see.
Yeah, talk about.
Will you get me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I'll be the traffic days. We'll get to Salon with the work, right? Kamarainba be don't commit crime. Now,
A crime.
Okay, they don't.
The accusal of a crime.
The evidence they did, okay. We have evidence they did. You may wanna you don't play the evidence. We don't in data the crime commit. So there must be something going on. So for make a government hold out, for make it right now, there must be something, and we'll get some truth towards that crime day. Now, coming to bill, I really understand yesterday. Kamarainba, the passport will go present stamp. So it means for
hold on. Because you go off. The passport when you go present is what?
Now one stamp. It's now one stamp.
One stamp. What do you mean?
I mean, how many times we enter? I mean, how many times I stamp you? It's, I think with the left and with the enter.
Okay, hold on. I want hold you on this. Na Salon na US passport.
Huh?
Na Salon passport or na US passport?
I think say na Salon passport.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no,
so we get one stamp. From where?
We know say the man don't get. So, however, we no say any passport. You know that.
So they break up.
Yeah, you still go in and out.
Oh God, I guess I'm not allowed to. Now you get me now?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I based on what I heard that the passport we present get only one stamp for now. And Kamarainba don't travel in and out of the country several times. You understand, right?
Yeah.
So they play on intelligence. They can play on people that intelligence, the government intelligence, right? We know they get in passport we travel in and out of the country. We are thinking for Salon passports. We get multiple stamp panel, right? Now that passport day, I think for say the court wants. What thing go present yesterday or whatever day, it only get one stamp and a brand new passport. So Kamarainba, if they travel in and out of Salon, I mean, there's no way to say it will.
So you don't believe say if a Kamarainba in passport expire, he get it.
That is it.
Well, you at all not.
Very good.
Who Kamarainba apply?
Wait, I they go take me passport the way I get. Make I can show you. I can show you.
No, me get me on now.
So, you don't think say Kamarainba na passport?
No, and most recently, right? Why go Salon? I go get me Salon passport, right? It's brand new. It's brand new, right? So there's no way Kamarainba for come with a passport. Only for saying no say Kamarainba don't travel in and out of the country. Several times, they only get one stamp and even if it's brand new, right? So let's say the people are very, very neat. But only one stamp don't get for. So it means for the Kamarainba don't travel out of Salon only one time.
Yes. Let me answer you. It's very possible. It's possible. Yes. Make I answer you. Mr. Owen, make I answer you. Usually, first of all, if you don't put me, I go Salon, my passport, it don't expire. It's not even 6 months. But they allow me for enter.
Yeah.
Then I take a new passport. Now that one great passport, that new one, I travel car out with. The old one, of course, it don't done. So that old one, that one grain stamp again.
You still get the old one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the one we come over to bring old passport plus the new one.
If you not get them inside Sierra Leone, if the passport is left and you get no more the old one.
So being in
the one that will expire, you know the travel with them. That's expire.
One for keep trail of documentation, right? So we need to see the time around.
Exactly.
Yes,
Go for go change you. If you go for go renew your passport, you turn over the old passports or you still old up.
Where a country varies, right? I know in America, I want to renew my passport. I get me send the old one in. They give me the new one.
Salon, you can still old up.
So, now Salon, I don't know, right?
Yeah, it can still old up.
Okay.
But you still get the right for turn in if you want for turn in, right?
Exactly.
No, No, you got them always now you own something, but they can cut them. The previous one and then they cut the edge for sure. Say this is not expire, but now when it don't expire because it's non-renewable. No, it just hold on.
So Kamarainba could be that it's a old passport, because you know they call again.
I don't know which excuses are I make for Kamarainba, man.
That's an excuse.
No, this is a logic no more, honestly. I don't know him personally. I don't ever meet her in person, honestly. Pastor they see na picture, honestly.
Okay, but here's the thing though, Izagi. The problem is not actually the Salon passport. The problem, according to the court in press release, is that Mother Kamarainba Mansari refused, turn in foreign passports. So this is where, according to the own release, so the court clerk in your release, they say not turn in foreign passport. Well, Mother Kamarainba Mansari not to a citizen of the United States, we probably then thinks in a citizen. That's an error on the side of the clerk we put that release them, and it caused more chaos than because now clarify the one for clarify now that make them put out that press release there. Now the press release don't cause more chaos because now people they won't understand say Mame Kamarainba not to a citizen of any other country other than Sierra Leone. They will just say well actually this is just a gimmick because the guy is not a citizen. That's why the problem is.
I think for Sinai, I mean that's true. Now make us say, we'll get a system where, I mean, it's not perfect, but we'll really try for making it work out, right? Make it be perfect, and not get for be 100% perfect. We all know some American man is, not to year citizen. Like we know that, we deny, we pretty much know, right? So probably something then as Salon, then I don't know how they take green card for B. I don't know how they take US green card for B versus the passport system. So I know we want to dive into that too much.
Mr. Owell. Mr. Zaki, the only way the green card and the US passport they work, you not get for take visa for go back. When you become a United States, it just go through you digital, then you enter. But for travel, na passport, or even a travel certificate on the emergency. But there's go older green. If I know they show the green card the way they enter through the immigration, they show them. They don't need it. Yeah, they don't need it for Sierra Leone. They don't need it when they enter away they come out. No.
Well,
once you get the Sierra Leone passport, now you address who side you they go and who side now they need you enter. And when they come back, they stamp you out. Period. Now when they enter in America, now they show you green card or your passport. That's the process.
Yes. I mean, there's a process, okay? We don't want to travel with green card yet. So why?
Well, now the try to tell you this is the process.
So I don't go.
And even all along the transit points, they don't ask you even for the green card. It's your passport.
Yeah, always, yeah.
And they look who side the visa there, and that's it. You go through.
So is that do you believe that Mame Kamarainba has been treated unfairly? Passionately.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because I to be honest, I think for the Salon gets a law, and if you break a law, if the law they deal with you, I'm not going to sympathize with you on that, right? If you commit a crime, you understand. So I don't can't judge for say the courts treat them unfairly, right? Because I don't know the end result of the whole case yet. Yeah. So
but one thing you very well know is there is a constitutional clause where tell the court or whoever is prosecuting Mame Kamarainba for same, accused is presumed innocent until proved guilty in a competent court of law. And Mame Kamarainba Mansari done in jail for 1 year. 1 year. And you talk earlier saying, when I get evidence, okay, when I don't bring Mame Kamarainba Mansari in a court, I don't know if not to 4 or 5 times. Every time when I bring a car, I will say, okay, you know what? We will postpone now, we will not ready it. Now I think that two term when actually hear the case and wetin can happen. The first hearing, una own witnesses it can actually contradict the allegations, and the nurse wey dem bring, it can also confirm say that wey dem call wey dem give pikin, dem go only give am when dem know say the pikin dey pan do man business. Na dem go give that protective stuff.
And
So
and also, Mr.
yeah,
Dr. Makota, I'm not the devil's advocate here. If Kamarainba really commits that crime day, I not go want for make it go free because Mr. Forget a daughter. If, but here is the thing. I mean, I listened to an audio where Kamarainba and he talk to the auntie where they call it FA.
yeah.
It was like a joke. I mean, based on that, I mean, if these are all evidences to consider, when a member of the family, they say, if anybody tell you for say you do that, they lie, then they lie. And also, I know I'm bringing this law because in Islam, when you say you catch person, you forget 4 witnesses the way for really present for say yes, and then people are there for no say they no one day line at their life. They for past thread now the middle. You really see say it really stuck. So which evidence where they catch, where they see they get any DNA, where they're able for proof say even the guy he get, and why they're not able for Georgia make the thing go to an end for say this is, so there are so many that, like I said before, don't get me wrong. If she is a minor and they really penetrate them, yes, may the law taking cause.
Yeah.
But even then they dispute say even that woman that's a minor. She's already an adult.
32 years. The picture when they send no, that
the APC picture that
Mr. Like I said, I mean, I'm not the devil's advocate here, but imagine you are in Kamarainba's shoe. You want to be treated fairly. They say even in war, you must be fair. And apart from Kamarainba, we don't have baku other cases then where people they don't rape, they don't do this. They're not able to do their nothing. Whether not rumor, whether not this, not that. So this thing has to stop actually, because if you look at the trend where, I don't know if in the country we don't indulge into so many drug addiction or now some kind of a trauma or stressism syndrome, whether in the country, it's a bad practice. But if this guy is really a witch hunt, or you call it whatnot, let them just give him a fair trial. I mean, this is where we are talking about the justice system. Although, yes, the law is the law could be twisted. But the law could only be twisted when all agree at one thing. But if there is no, final judgment, but still they in the waiting, and now you don't can seek, and the rumor they say the guy there at the point of death. I mean, I just feel to make them give them that fair human rights and something for making men yourself. They
say we not lawyers. So what will they talk now? Let me make sure Izagi see me good one. What will they talk now? They say justice delay, justice denied, and the way that they delay justice, I agree with Izagi and Doctor. If indeed Kamarainba they found him guilty, yes, he do this on a minor, then they're supposed to hold him accountable, because Kamarainba not supposed to know better. But at the end of the day, how you go know when it delay justice? How you go know say yes, this man is guilty or not, when every time the very court where they put the date for make them do the hearing, that very court the lawyer the judge now they wait them say, oh, the judge not there. And then they put date too. But all of a sudden the judge not there, then just can't wait and call and say, oh, judge not there, so they postpone, and that is justice delay. And that is where the problem is. Make them judge this guy. If they find him guilty, make he go to prison. If the vindicator, una left this guy. At the end of the day, this guy, if he die now in a hand, no matter what him mother be talk, in blood goes day na in hand. No matter even if you don't know itself. But this is very, very important for them because the guy now an opposition leader. Go ahead.
I want to ask a question, right? Okay, I really understand because I honestly want everybody or every Australian to be treated fairly. You understand, right? Regardless of the party affiliations. You understand, right? Because Salona is a very, very small country. No matter what, we're all intertwined some way, somehow. Right? So it go be just if everybody treated fairly, it will be for say if you look the other next person, you don't go feel bad. But you go feel for say, justice has been prevailed, right? So I want to ask this question. Supposing now with all this, or with all this hype for this Kamarainba case, right? The court can't find her guilty. Will the other side of the aisle accept for say was guilty, or there's gonna be some, therefore be some argumentative points, and we go
Oh my God, this man, Uncle, I did not television show, please.
All right. Oh, okay. I think.
Hello.
Yeah, doctor.
Hello?
One for before I come.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Zaki.
Bokari. Yeah,
Mr. Bokari.
Bokari. Yes.
I understand your question. Honest to God, I know they eat bread for anybody in a saloon. I know they eat bread for anybody. Don't get me wrong. If Kamarainba, then judge him, then found him guilty, may the law deal with him. But if the law, they dilly-dally, just like how Dr. Bankota say, justice delayed justice denied. Let them judge the guy. Which is can go there. His chances can go there. Then got the proof. We trust. We wish that the wisdom of we learned lawyers them and the judges them. So if he's guilty, then let him pay the price. But if he's not, then release him. That's all. I know they eat bread for that. For say they go die for that. No, I'm not moving by sentiments or anything. Not by the reality that you try for talk on, honestly. So for me, I will answer the question that way.
And my answer to that question is yes, indeed. If Kamarainba is convicted based on evidence, you understand, and this is a keyword based on evidence. The evidence is irrefutable for say yes, indeed, Kamarainba commit this crime. No, yeah, I don't think say any reasonable somebody. Go say no, well, then do no. Me myself being a friend of Kamarainba, but always, even though I the defender, I always make a rule for say, I don't know whether Kamarainba commit this crime or not. The only thing is make the courts bring the evidence for make them convict or vindicate them. So if the evidence is there, which I believe so far, the evidence we don't see is not there. Now that means they push up. If they can get the evidence, by this time, Kamarainba in jail. But the reason right now whether they push them because they don't get strong evidence. But if there are strong evidence, yeah, Kamarainba should go to jail. That's my answer.
And also, here is something. They're putting the go round right now. We lost them. They're not strict like the other Islamic states. Them. If you married, you go commit fornication, then they kill you. If you're not married, then they beat you 80 lashes. So now consent day. Agreement. Even if a penetrator and not a minor, if an agreement day.
Yeah. That's 2 years old.
and I want to say something. Okay, Mr. You say something in the beginning of the.
Sorry, I don't hear you. You're very low. I don't know this phone will come. They block me.
Yeah, I hear me.
Yeah. I say I want to clarify something, right? Because in the beginning of the program, you actually talked for say the court, according to which he said the court testify for say the pikin may get some I don't know, they get some injection or tablet like arm or something like which show for say she's sexually active, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. According
I
to
just want to re-emphasize to say
okay, according to written the nurse, I don't know how they call that thing there for protect picking from having pregnancy from pregnancy
yeah,
infection.
yeah. I know that's what you talk about.
Yes,
Yeah.
from
So what they try to clarify?
Mhm.
What they try to clarify, right? A minor can still gets that stuff in a day and is sexually active, but it's not okay for make an adult, you know, have sex with that picking because even in American it happen. You get picking with pretty much at the age of 14,
Yeah.
13, they don't become sexually active,
Mhm.
So it doesn't mean for say because that picking get them, I mean, I can't remember for them with tamper with them. That's just other point I'm off clarify. You can get them as a
Yeah,
minor, but it's not okay for me adults tamper with you just because you get them.
I agree. I think I totally agree with you, Izagi. No matter what, a minor is a minor. You cannot, especially you adult, for make you go tamper with a minor. That is very, very wrong. Especially somebody who na
now the age, now
a
the
public.
age group, now the age group, then they take for say this na minor, and no matter what, if they catch you do it is considered as being a statutory rape, which is
Yeah.
7 years imprisonment.
Correct.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a medical jurisprudence in forensic medicine, so whatever you want to call it, you know.
Yeah.
So if it's a statutory rape, then it's guilty. But I mean, if it's not a minor, then
So first of all, what we get for do Izagi, when I get for
We also
doing the
yes.
bad of that begin in 1 minute.
no, it's very easy. It's very easy.
We get
It's
for
very easy. They're pull they're not pull. This is where in the science comes in. You get what they call you take an X-ray, then you look at the ossification of the bones, the joints, then get certain age where you go see this it don't ossify. Like some player them in there now Europe, where they go play, they say they're now 22 years. But you get a twin brother, when he came at the World Cup, in at 35 years. The X-ray, they pull this one for say this one at this point of the maturity or so, this bone go down ossify, this go down ossify, puberty, this one, picking, this now, so. The marks and day, the lines and day, even trees, the age, you get some, that phloem and that xylem, that round spots there when he cuts them.
Mm-hmm.
You go able to tell the age of the person.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna lie now because science they prove a lot of things we will tell we the reality about things. So although yes, unfortunately we might not have that technology.
Right.
But yeah, I know.
Hold on,
But
let
what
me show you.
right?
Hold on, let me show you something quick. If I go able to get her back.
Okay.
You see her? That they begin this. When I see the begin, right? So this now 14-year-old begin this. It's like,
where it can be so, okay, because I don't even know, I don't believe for self. But here's the thing, okay, because listening to Kamarainba, because when I remember say there are several audios that we Kamarainba be pull out,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
We attest to say if they pay school fees for that bikini,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And attest for say you go see the pikin in family, right? So
Yep.
it means for say that pikin it's either minor, between that age of 16 to 18. I don't think for say you don't always say because I mean somebody where you pay school fee for because not and can't remember attest for say not it's the first time for pay school fees, right? We don't pay school fee for him. You understand? Incident
Yeah.
old use and we so I mean just looking, thinking outside the box, it means for say maybe that pikin could be within that age. If you're not on 18, but nothing for say you don't 30 some, you don't 35 as APC they proclaim for be, you know. But
Now, Jim know what they
I
make.
be, okay, yeah, I believe for say they between 15 to 18 years old, and if that is the case,
Okay, and they release 18 to 19 years old.
No. It's 89 at the cap anyway. So that only said that we will catch up. If you don't pass 18, then that's fine.
Okay. Well, actually, we're sorry we try for make this, but we just want to say here, non-partisan, non-political. Let us be fair and give this guy, in terms of health, human rights, so that make he able to cure himself. Then after that, then he able judge him back, or then judge him, then find him guilty, then put him sentence, then give him the medical attention we need, or they let him go out as a free man.
And just buttress into what you say, right? If the guy is really sick, then I think then he deserves for making get medical attention. You understand, right? That's the only way it will affect in case justly, But I mean, if he is not sick, and how the media the complaint for say he's sick. If not sick by extent, then I mean he just need for if any case. But if he is sick, then I think the court just need for grant him the bill, make him meet the bill, rules them, and then they will give him will grant him in with himself so that he will seek medical attention.
Yeah. All right, so let me go to the comment then from Facebook and YouTube. Let me just close this. All right, let's start with George Owell. George Owell says the only crime MKM committed was to speak out about the dubious and failure of the president. We are watching you, Paupa. And he also said, this is laughable, my brother. I think they talk about you, Izagi. This government claims to have elites with PhD and cannot differentiate between green card holder and US passport holder. So, no, not only I think so that the court they try to talk about.
That's exactly.
Yeah, na the court. Then
still.
He said, Mr. Moderator, there is no case for MKM. The president just wants to silence this guy as he is the only opposition leader that had the guts to critique the government. This is another Paulo contest case, honestly. Okay, if you get any comments, you can send your comments now the comment section of the platform where they watch we from. If you want for say something, so this is the phone number 480-409-4001. Yeah, we publish your comments and we read at the air, so your comments are very important. Now, let me say, may God forbid it, Kamarainba die at this particular time. Do you think Mada Bio and Fatima Bio go ever able for come out to the public and say, not to you, or do you think the people then would believe them if they say so? Because right now the entire team don't focus on vengeance or revenge because of what thing they go on so. And now caller, what's my name and what you want for say?
This Musa from Los Angeles.
Okay, Musa.
Yes. And also, I've been just a little bit of light on the implications way surrounding MKM, Kamarainba. Looking at the scenario, to me, from the morning, witch hunts. And if the governments don't see somebody who's very vocal, they go after APC, they go after them now. I think they're not being too happy with that. So then look for ways to get hold of Kamarainba, and indeed, this not been the only way. So having said that, going back to the minor, where they allege, say, Kamarainba do imply sexual penetration to the minor. Without, I don't know if forensic studies, game expertise and they in Sierra Leone, we're able to conduct some real forensic studies, take semen sample and see if we convolute, if we go able to tie Kamarainba into actually penetrating into the Peking and left and dropping some evidence. Because scientifically, if a woman gets contact with man and the possibility of semen left there, when it did up to 90 days, that person there, it remains them, will be visible. If they take a swab, deep inside, and then go in a laboratory, and we'll see a reminiscence of that particular individual. So I don't know, first of all, I don't know what's going to be the length of time.
It's over 6 months. It's over 6 months from the time when they say that happened and the time when this case came up, about 7 months or so.
Okay, so it means the government just go by an alleged. They're not even the real proof for substantiate and tie Kamarainba into this wrongdoing. Because Kamarainba can say anything into the court of law. This now a case of me just say America call and say witch hunt. If you not get the expertise, the mechanism for extract any semen or any bodily fluid from that bikini, we will tie Kamarainba, even if at 6 months, 1 year. If you not get that evidence in the court of law, now here say them say, they go by the traditional method. It's like somebody say, oh, my mama don't die yesterday. But now this granny and the other waiting at that source. Because if for now I suspect the 9 kill me, mama. Because we now which. So it means you want to say the elders in the village for unanimously agree with you and inflict corporal punishment on that poor woman without you getting the pure evidence saying this woman now so I will link up with my mama in that one or me picking that one. If the government really take them measures here, then this now a low blow to not only Kamarainba, but to the citizens of the country of Sierra Leone, which we come from, where government they take issues by hearsay or them say. If you get bones for people with Kamarainba, we go now TV for go against them wrongdoing, let them send them man in this and challenge the man. If they want they can even arrest them there and lock them, they all empowered, they don't arrest, but put people there without any due cause, they don't incarcerate them. Then if I also do that, but for what side they might say the sexual penetration, it's wrong.
Okay, thank you, Musa.
We go begin then go after them.
All right, stay on the line because I want to bring the doctor. Let the doctor can tell me when somebody gets sexual intercourse with a woman, how long that semen they stay at the woman until it dissipates. Doctor, go ahead.
Well, let me take a deep breath. When you say sexual penetration for a minor, now you're thinking of deflowering this person. And the main organ where they think of now the hymen where they cover the virginity. But sometimes it is not annular or round. Sometimes it's angular, where somebody can get a penetration without even injuring that one. So somebody can still be virgin, he accommodates deep sex without injuring the hymen. But most times, the hymen is there where it will rupture and will show some type of necrosis, that tissue death around, where then be able to see microscopically. That is in the case of virginity. In the case of DNA, like how the fellow we call it, they try for talk, it will take 90 days. If it is a case of rape, it like it take 1 year. If the scene, the crime scene, not contaminate, they can able to take specimens them, even the hair, even the wiri-wiri, compared, then take them from the woman. That person in wiri-wiri, then take them from the woman in wiri-wiri. It can still show the DNA. Because here, it can last even diamond where they another rotting. So they can able to take the DNA of that person there for able to match them up to the crime scene. No, there are so many ways them, apart from the semen, where they can able for the bed spread self, where they, even if a clot of blood, where they know they see, they can use some light where they can able extract them. Maybe sometimes there was some struggle, there's some scratch, even the woman, a fingernail, if in case of death, because some person there, if you don't kill the person, they can see under their fingernails. There are so many ways where they can able to bring that here into light. But the scenario here is a cold case. They, like how you say, 6 months. 6 months don't pass. 6 months compared to we learned brother what is talk about 90 days. It's over 180 days. And the people you don't go, you don't ask, you don't come, you don't try. Then the court say, like for say, now which aunt. I mean, it's a very difficult scenario based on all the evidences presented here. Then, I mean, with the auntie in business way, where say even the woman where they men the picking, they don't jealous even waiting they give. Okay, I don't want to talk on all that because we now all with the help picking them for pay school fees for them, but thank God we didn't hire. So anybody want to pay school fees for? I go salon no can you me? And the one that way they pay school fees for, mind you, the rebel war don't left we. Not to that linear way picking they go way they 17, 18, 18.5. No. Some people picking and they go now, even the school fees where they pay for them. Not necessarily for say, now for 1, for 2. Now technical courses then they do. Now adults them. Then they go do other thing them where they apply for pay school fees. School fees not be the way they pay for them, and they pay for them from that minor stage. They go don't meet them, and they pay for them. Sometimes they do course na technical, and they do course na hotel management, and they do course na computer. They still help them, you promote them. So I just want to make this point also clear. I mean, regarding the age where they help person, you know they help them because she's a minor, but they help them because you want to make exam education.
All right. Is that you get anything for say before I bring in the guy for giving a last word before we let him go?
No. I mean, basically, I always in it. I know.
They break up.
Did you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mostly what they don't say makes a lot of sense. So I know you go against most of the stuff that what they don't say scientifically. It makes a lot of sense, because more time I will get DNAs and we'll anything we left. I mean, especially when I'm sexual intercourse, you DNA most daily. So I don't know. That make I talk say this case. I don't even know whether the gravity of the case if there is that much evidence in there, something, and if I work on the case, but who knows? So I can really sit there and judge for sale because now a rape case, you understand, right?
Yeah.
I reckon we will not say I'm most in the
Who's the way you come on salon? Who's the way you come on salon? Who's the way you come on salon?
Who's the way you come on last year? I come on last year. Yes.
Oh, you don't left melody.
No. Me, my hands are clean. Slabu know that.
You can't take your DNA.
Me not EBK.
My hands are clean. Take your DNA.
Okay, Mucha, you get something for say?
Yes, I get something for add which I've seen.
Yeah, go ahead. Quickly.
Okay. Yes. First of all, what the learned doctor say, pretty much I go agree with almost all of it. But also again, I go on also add based on the little experience I get. When somebody die in a rape case, the first thing what they do when they don't say they don't rape somebody under within specific given amount of time, investigators then they go there and collect evidence.
Yep.
Then evidence then they put in a shelf. Long say the person, then presume say it dead, they not see anything, they not see body. Or long say the person disappear, he go another country, they never catch him. But a day obliged. So then I driving. Now I go to drive and pull her over now another state for drunk driving or something. They're running fingerprints. That fingerprint they end up for tie with genetic material where they don't take somewhere where the government don't bank. And that DNA they go end up for link to the person where they don't kill as a result of rape. We don't hear it in case in America many times. Forensic don't prove that. Now because of DNA, they don't make a lot of cases there. They nail down the actual perpetrators. Now, having said that, in this case of this child, we don't call him child because that's what the government alleged. But one day, at 16, in Sierra Leone, if any picking consent to go sleep with a 100-year-old man, he willingly go, the man not sleep with him. Once he consents, if America can tell you, say, 16-year-old, he go sleep with a 100-year-old man. The picking come, he say, yes, now me choose for sleep with him. Case not ready. If the picking not 16, case not ready. What's wrong? California outside here. Now, Sierra Leone, I believe, they mirror from the British law system. And the British law system with the American system are almost the same. Now, in this case, looking at that Peking, he say he began boyfriend, and how old was the boyfriend? We don't know. What did they do? You want to say the boyfriend not be smart enough for sleep with him? Now, MKM no more they can suspect. There's a lot of answers.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Musa. We appreciate the call. Let me Ajibu Jallo say, Doc, MKM has been in detention for 14 months already. So the alleged crime happened over a year ago. Yes, definitely. What will be time for talk about? We will say 6 or 7 months. That is time when then say the incident happened, which is in January, to the time when they can hold Kamarainba for say he sleep with this, where they arrest them. Between that time, then about 7 months or so. I know say after that, now, look, we don't in jail for 14 months. So imagine Kamarainba did this no, they judge this case here, they find her not guilty. So waiting then they do for Kamarainba. All the 14 months and all the hardship we don't go through. What actually Kamarainba supposed for what them call it? Get for go to court for go sue for damages. You see the problem why they say justice delay, justice denied, because now the man already don't serve sentence for a crime where they not even prove it. 14 months, it's long time for somebody for go through that while they not even prove the case. And the quoting is actually the talk, not true. This case cannot be proved. Simply because we not get the ability in us alone, especially like quoting Dr. Talk, if not during them time and the way this still happen, then this case go na police, then go get the evidence, then keep them, then therefore been get enough evidence for convict Kamarainba if he do them. But after 6-7 months, they don't even do a DNA. I don't think say the police then go do a DNA test on the Peking because they appear.
No, don't, you can't say that so. You can't say that. I say you can't say that whether you don't know if the police do yeah, probably. I think say Salon must get the young forensic lab or whatever system at the police department where they work on the cases. You know, I mean, the thing is that we might not have all the resources, right? But I think for say that they follow the due processes in it, you know, because if you get for accuse somebody for rape, right, you must get some process the way they follow. You not just go, whole lot possibly. You must get some swap the way they do and preserve. I think for say the police department, the forensic department must get in stuff in it for do that.
Yeah, but the point why you try to talk about when somebody rape 6 months later, that person they don't wash, that person they probably go down sleep with, because I understand say the TT been get a boyfriend. Within the 6 month period, he go down wash, then they all their omens, then they then semen, then they all go down wipe off Panam. And even if they go do a DNA, it would be very difficult for make them able for see Kamarainba in DNA inside that Peking. They had the time for talk about. Doctor, go ahead.
Yeah, the thing about rape doesn't only involve the semen or sperm or liquids or blood or scratch, but consent. You know, say person self can raping wife.
Yeah.
That's very, very, very important. So all the years, yeah, wait and don't they? Supposing them, don't they get them? Kamarainba, but not consent. Nobody hears about this. But just like they hearing from here, maybe it's a witch hunt. Who knows? Like we hearing from the anti-FA.
I know say exactly we will say not a witch hunt, but me APC I go say na witch hunt anyway. Whether I agree or not, na witch hunt anyway.
Well,
The anti-FA said, "But would I tell you that they forget about that one day? That mommy they talk in that laughter. They not say the pikin not to pikin, that woman not a woman, not to pikin, that woman not to pikin, that woman anyway."
Exactly right.
you know, people are witch hunters. It's because before any other, it could be, or I mean, the government and if it's not in the opposition at that time, then they will run the fall behind. I don't think it's not a witch hunt. Also,
Mr. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we say we know how for evolve for say it's a political or witch hunt, but let the man get a fair trial.
I think I can so I'm not thinking a witch.
When I think in Andy anyway, I'm thinking. I'm thinking now. We'll get about 10-15 minutes to go. So let me just the second segment was here for do with neighbors when I Guinea. Everybody knows Guinea, the special forces, the military overthrow Alpha Conde. But not only overthrown right now, we will talk about because we don't talk about that that Sunday day and the last week, Saturday also, I think so. Yeah, we will not talk about that. So the thing here is we all see the jubilation in Guinea, only the Guinean people there, then they jubilate because of this overthrow. All right. Because of waiting Alpha Condé become Guinea, the man has been the hero of democracy, but I don't know what thing they go on with sometimes now in age or something like that. He get for tamper with the constitution. Not the constitution will tamper now make the overthrow now. And this is where I have a problem. The Guinean people, the African people, most of the time, then they use we because of ignorance. Certain information when they come out for saying that overthrow actually was done by the French. And certain pictures and or videos and then they come out where they prove say yes, indeed, there are white people in Guinea with military uniform, then they parade. And my concern here is because when that thing happened, I begin to monitor all Twitter and all the social media within the French speaking countries and Guinea in particular. Most of the things the way I see people the way they against the overthrow, the way they in favor of the overthrow. But the thing where I find out is the overthrown, according to a lot of sources, not get nothing to do with the tampering of the constitution. Because if not the tampering of the constitution, France not for been tolerate Guinea for make Alpha Condé even drum. And even while Alpha Condé tamper the constitution, he win the election, France send delegation na inauguration. The problem, according to some people, some analysts, where they say the problem was Alpha Condé don't become some kind of an away child. You know, it not been the listening to France their policy again. You know, so if they refuse some of the things the way France they tell them for implement another drum. So there was some kind of geopolitical dispute between French government and the Guinean government headed by Alpha Condé. And because of that, now it make them precipitate this overthrow. In fact, one of the things we talk about, because Alpha Condé don't move away from France, he don't go towards China. most of the mining company right now are actually operated by Chinese people. Na Guinea. And because of that, French government get policy. And pass way, I begin listening to them, and then I go begin read if that's true. The policy way the French country, the French government get towards the Francophone country, the way them colonized now Africa, I think about 14, 15 countries them, where them colonized now Africa was, even though them countries then they seek for independence, number one, still they're supposed for continue for pay remittance to the Central Bank of France, where every year the revenue of them countries then get for send that money to the Central Bank of France, 50% of their revenue to France Central Bank. And this money, France they take they invest in the stock market. They make billions or hundreds of billions of dollars every year, and that's supposed to continue. So then any country, francophone country, if you want to go withdraw your money, not only can they allow you for withdraw 20%. 20% of the money where they send, the 50% of your revenue where they collect that you counting, you send 50% na France Central Bank. Then if you want to withdraw some money, not only then go allow you for 20%, now you withdraw. So this don't cause a lot of problem with some countries them like Mali, Niger, Guinea. So because of now, then 3 countries I don't begin for stay away from some of them colonial pact where them don't sign, then get problem. The first coup where French them on the engineer na Niger last year, not succeed. So Mali, the engineer that coup back, he succeed. The guy who overturned is still there. Then now Guinea, they say na French army man, they self engineer at this school. This guy we na Mamadi Doumbouya, na guy we married a French secret security or so whatever, So they use them for make them able to overthrow this. So the question here is, we always every single year would they celebrate independence, but when you look at critically behind the scene, behind the curtain, you will realize African leaders they not get power at all. So, for example, in Britain, in Sierra Leone, we not ever come up from the British control. If you as a leader you want to come up from the British control, that one time you go get, or if you're so popular for the people then would knock you down in any way, in any coup. So when you look at what they go on Guinea, you go realizing the people themselves have been misled for believing saying that because of this constitutional tampering, now you make them overthrow, while the actual objective of the overthrow get to do with the dispute between French and Alpha Condé. Go ahead.
Well, you don't summarize most of the things. I'm not a student of history, but we know say our government, the French policy of assimilation is what is existing in the Francophone and the divide and rule in the Anglophone. But there are so many conspiracy theories there within the world that you got to believe say the world is moved by certain powers, and when you mask them or when you mask them come, then we teach you a lesson. So the only thing with me they try for talk without feeling involved. I know I'm not anybody in Krokro Make we Africans, we brain, we use them. We be nice to people them. We be very patriotic. We give a chance for make we develop. Give the basic human rights. basic human rights wey go dignify every African. If we get the brains really for go study most of these PhD dem now wey dem dey do, most of these PhD na evidence-based study. But let us use them in good perspective. We try for educate the masses. We try for provide food. We try for provide health. We make social justice a right, not a privilege to the few. Then there will be no coups in Africa.
Is there anything for sale?
Well, me, in relation to Guinea, the incident, I really not follow the Guinea press that much, So basically, but me just there against coup in any shape or form because it destabilized the country, because I mean, they get a good intention what make them do them, but if you look at the majority of them, right? It destabilize their well-being, and for the fact that we don't set already into a system where they don't accept for say this man they go throughout this whole maybe 5 years, they're not ready for that make it time, don't make another president come in. For the fact that a coup come in, it destabilize that with itself there. So I mean, actually, I know exactly what coup they do because I mean, I witnessed the last one. Johnny Paul will be overthrown. It makes some of you like we go Guinea, or not even Sabi, nobody in Guinea, So like I know how it did for going another, it destabilize the whole country. So I make another in favor of any shape or form. Wait the man in time reach, pull them through the back box.
Yeah, yeah. I totally agree with you, and that's one of the disappointments where I get. When the West don't understand, say we are very too emotional. Quick, we go for good fights or for go do violence. So then they use them against we, And at the end of the day, now they don't benefit and they don't interest and they fight from. And hopefully Guineans then will able to learn because I think like the first successful coup this na Guinea. I don't know, I may be wrong, but the first successful coup na Guinea. So they don't know exactly what's the implication. Then they dance and they do everything that street there. No matter what, coups in Africa needs to stop. And the unfortunate parties, ECOWAS, AU, they are all toothless organizations then. Because these people actually been sponsored by the very Western society where they foment them country. So who's can I know say AU don't then Guinea. Yesterday ECOWAS then send four representative na Guinea Day, where then go talk to the guy, the military leader, and then go see Alpha Conde. And the military leader also then promise say then they release Alpha Conde pretty soon. But at the end of the day, AU ECOWAS not talk no more because they don't get power. Because if they get power like Mali, then for don't pull that military leader. And not the first time this na Mali where could it take place there. But because they know say we not get a specific a strong organization na Africa where go stop coups no matter what thing somebody think, then coups are going to continue because unfortunately. Because the military know say as long as they don't succeed within the country, that's it. The neighboring counties or the region not get nothing for the past them talk no more. They don't talk now they don't go sit down. I don't know what thing get for happen. So I just want to thank you very much for the wonderful discussion we will get. We hope hopefully the court will able for release this guy, make a go find medication because to be honest with you, no matter what somebody say, if God forbid it, that guy did that na prison, mother be you go sit down for us. A lot of people then they accuse and say he get blood in his hand. And the last thing we Mother Bio go want in presidency is for say he don't kill opposition leader, he don't kill Kamarainba. That's unfortunate part. I don't say a wife, I don't know, a wife is very, very revengeful. But at the end of the day, Mother Bio is the one that we elected. So in therefore take the responsibility if that guy did that na jail. and he go able make them, he go able to prevent them by just make sure say he tell whoever them been tell say make them go dey postpone. Make them go dey postpone the court hearing. Una give the guy chance for make it go many safe, you know. So Izagi, thank you very much for coming to the program. Doctor, as always, thank you very much for coming to the program. I know say next week, whether you go make some mistake again, we can talk about another. First of all, before I go, Izagi, well, first of all, I want to congratulate Una for the Bull Kenema electricity. You know, you know, say me, I feel right.
No, say we're not talking. Do anything we'll talk with you. I'm just wait. We'll get more for now.
The only problem I get is una go stop the 315 million. Na mama. Una go take 250 million for one host airport. That's not I get problem with una.
With the look at capacity, you know, in terms of, you know, how much that my airport not for them bring none of them stuff they want to project for say if it happen.
A lot.
You know, it's far from it. And then secondly, now another extra city will be for say they go open. You know, will be for say Lunge already established. So we want to open the whole of, you know, Lunge. Maybe they try for get a structure there now. So pretty much.
Say Lunge is always FLPP. So that's not the thing. So
yes, unlike number one for high column, number disowners. So we open Lunge up back. So now we make which is safe. And I'm glad with the president, you know, would initiate that extension of the Lunge airport.
But the problem is still the problem not solved. The Lunge
way
not make.
We're not already done it over time. I mean, Lunge for make. Lunge is very. I mean, the go this lag go. I mean, Lunge don't develop a little bit anyway. So now a gradual process. So imagine we'll get for put up that structure there, and then after we don't build a bridge back, we know say we'll build a bridge. I know say that don't have the way. So we'll get for do them.
When is
look at how they actually together. Very soon.
Well, good luck. Whatever good infrastructure we can at the country, now we'll all benefit.
Yes.
I hope say that will be possible as soon as possible.
Thank you, Doc.
You get for Canada 91. When I get for bring license 91.
No, you don't know the shape. We don't see about one generator alone a shape and the other one the infants. Once na salon, we don't send the lights out. So once na salon, the shape and gain any side na salon.
Alright. When I get 2 years. So if we're not able to make the bridge next year, it's done. We're not going to make them.
No, then go do them. I mean, I trust Dr. John Tambi, Navi Senior, where they upper, maybe in the lower 6. I believe the man will be able to do that. Technology now, then they fly, everything, they can fix them within 2-3 months. When I will be surprised.
Tell him. Yeah.
All right. You guys have a nice day.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
The same time, the same place.
Okay.
Network.